Alright, I'm just going to review what your homework should be. So at this point you should have completed the Pixel Hustlers website and got kind of accustomed to CSS. Now you're going to actually apply it on your own. We walked through it together, now it's time for you to do it on your own. At the end of this video I'm going to explain some of these resources, so that way you can apply those into this homework assignment if you want to, put your own colors in and your own pictures and some of your own stuff to make it your own. You totally can. Alright, but your homework is going to be to complete this assignment. And you're going to make a layout that looks like this. Alright, using what you know, you should be able to come really close to being able to accomplish it. You'll want to start by figuring out what are your groups for your HTML. So in this case, alright, it's showing us that you probably want to create 2 large groups. Notice that there's no footer in here. And then you'll want to start adding the content inside of each group using your HTML, which I want you to figure out for yourself. And for this text in here, you can we talked about that one Lipsum website where you can go get the fake text. So it's just lipsum.org. And you can copy and paste text in there. You don't need to write stuff in here. Alright, you can use any picture that you want for this. Your header can say whatever you want it to. You'll make a little menu. Alright, and then I want you to add the CSS. It'll give you some simple instructions, but a large majority of this is going to be you applying what we learned from the Pixel Hustlers website to this web page. Alright, so you're going to have to you might have to go back and review some of your code and do some problem solving and figure some things out. It's going to be a lot of trial and error and figuring out what does what. But all the properties that we looked at in the Pixel Hustler website, using just that, you should be able to, there's no new code in this that you need to know. Alright, you will use some floats, and it kind of gives you a little example of a little hint when you need to use those. When in doubt, always apply float left. Again, we haven't discussed floats in depth yet, so that'll be another time. But you still should be able to get this very close, even if you apply no floats. Alright, and then there's a little challenge at the end. See if you can figure out how to do this little text wrap. So that's a little extra credit. And we'll review that next time we meet. I'm going to show you guys some really quick resources that you have available to you. This is in the Positioning with CSS folder. So there's a couple of links in here. One goes to subtle patterns. You could follow that link, and what it's going to do is let you download different patterns for your background. So you can click preview and it'll show you what it looks like. These are awesome. I highly recommend that you use these for your backgrounds instead of pictures, and once you make your portfolio I will actually force you to, because it looks professional and it looks really nice. So let's say this is what you wanted to use. You would click download, it'll give you a zip file, which you should be able to just double click it and it'll create a folder with the actual picture in there, and then you could apply that as your backgrounds. So that's really cool. Good website. Alright, the other one we can make gradients, which is just a fade from one color to another. So let's say instead of just a solid color, you want to add something a little bit more fun, like a fade from a black to a gray. Alright, so this is called a gradient ramp. To remove colors, you just click on the box and drop it down. If you want to add colors, you just click right below there and you can add them. If you wanted to change colors, you double click the box and change your color. Alright, it's giving you a preview over here of what it's going to look like. Obviously this is on a small scale, but we could also determine which direction we wanted to go in. We could do diagonal, we could do horizontal, vertical, radial, which is a circle. So there's all kinds of cool things that you can come up with just by picking colors. From here, all you have to do, there's a button here that says copy, and you could go put it in your code. So this is going to replace your background color. We get it in there, we press save, and it's done. You're going to have that background color. So you can apply gradients to all kinds of things. Let's look at Icon Finder. And this gives you free icons. So let's say you're looking for an image for maybe we're going to get a logo or something to identify, to put in your menu, so when they click on it, it takes you to the home. Alright, there are things on here that cost money, so be careful. You want to search only for the free ones. And you can just, let's say you want this one, you can click on it. Alright, they'll show you, if you scroll down, they'll show you other icons that are similar to it, or maybe sometimes guys create collections, and so you could find everything that looks the same. But ultimately you want to download the PNG file, which is a picture. And then again, once it's downloaded, you'll have it in probably your downloads folder, or if you've already saved it somewhere, that's fine too. But this just has to get into your images folder in order for you to use it. Notice it gives you a crazy name. You'll probably want to rename that to something simpler. So that's just a couple of very handy resources. Between those three and our color picker, we can make some very nice looking websites.